Good morning to all. Today we move on to a new topic, reading comprehension. Let's see how to comprehend passages. Reading is dreaming with open eyes. It is very important because it develops the mind and it expands your knowledge and makes you smarter. It broadens your imagination and enhances your creativity. It's a great source of motivation. Have you ever thought what is the purpose of reading comprehension? It's getting meaning from the written text. Reading means you are translating the text, giving it sounds or spoken words. And when you comprehend, it gives the meaning to those words. Reading comprehension is the level of understanding the text. This understanding comes from the interaction between the words that are written in the text and how they expand the knowledge outside the text. Reading comprehension is the ability to process the text, understand its meaning, and to connect with what you read and what you already know. These are the steps that we follow while doing a reading comprehension. Decode, connect, and think. Decode what you read and understand the meaning, vocabulary, and the language structures. Make connections between what you read and what you already know. Background knowledge is very important. Think deeply about what you have read. That is, you have to read between the lines. You need to understand the deeper hidden meanings. Skills required for reading comprehension: decoding, fluency, vocabulary, sentence construction and cohesion, reading and background knowledge, working memory, and attention. Decoding is a vital step in the reading process. When kids can read quickly and without making too many errors, they are fluent readers. Fluency is essential for good reading comprehension. Having a good vocabulary is a key component of reading comprehension. Connecting ideas within and between sentences is called cohesion. So it's important for kids to have a previous knowledge. They also need to be able to read between the lines and pull out meaning even when it's not literally spelled out. Take this example. If you read about a poor family in 1930s, having knowledge about the Great Depression can provide insight to what's happening in the story, and you can just reach a conclusion like what's happening in the story. Working memory and attention. These two skills are very important and they are part of a group of abilities known as executive function. We'll see how you can do a reading comprehension. First, you need to read the passage to get a general idea about the passage. Read it again for the second time to have a deep understanding about the passage. Now read the questions afterwards and then read the passage again and underline the answers. You'll be now given a passage to read. You'll read the passage along with me and read it carefully and answer the questions based on your reading of the passage. So you have the example here. Our earth is very, very old, millions and millions of years old. And for a long, long time, there were no men or women living in it. Before humans came, there were only animals, and before animals, there was a time when no life existed on earth. There was a time when the earth was too hot for any living being to live on it. Although we have no books written in those far-off days, fortunately, we have something that tells us a great deal as well, almost as a book could. We have rocks and mountains and seas and stars and rivers and deserts and fossils of old animals. These are our books for the earth's early story. If we see a round shiny pebble, does it not tell us something? How did it get round and smooth and shiny without any corners or rough edges? If we break a big rock into small bits, each bit is rough and has uneven corners and edges. It's not at all like a smooth round pebble. How then did the pebble become so round and smooth and shiny? It will tell us a story if we have good eyes to see and ears to hear it. Now all of you have read the passage. You're going to read the questions now. Question number 1. Why was there no life on earth in the beginning? Question number 2. What are the things that help us learn about the past? Question number 3. What living things lived before humans did? Question number 4. Why do you think no books were written in the olden days? Question number 5. What does each small thing of nature have in it for us? Question number 1. Why was there no life on earth in the beginning? You are given the passage here. There you can see there was a time when the earth was too hot for any living being to live on it. But you cannot write the whole sentence as it is. So you will write it as there was no life in the beginning because the earth was very hot for any living being to exist on it. Question number 2. What are the things that help us learn about the past? In the passage, it's given as, although we have no books written in those far off days, fortunately, we have something that tells us a great deal as well, almost as a book could. We have rocks and mountains and seas and stars and rivers and deserts and fossils of old animals. So you will write the answer like this. Things like rocks and mountains and seas and stars and rivers and deserts and fossils of old animals help us to learn about the past. Question number 3. What living things lived before humans did? In the passage you have the answer as, before humans came there were only animals, and before animals there was a time when no life existed on earth. You can write the answer as, animals lived on earth before humans. You don't have to elaborate and write as it is given in the passage. You can write it in your own sentence. So you can write it as, animals lived on earth before humans. Question number 4. Why do you think no books were written in the olden days? In the passage it's given as, and for a long time there were no men or women living in it. You can write the answer as, in olden days there were no human beings on earth. Earlier, people did not know how to write, as culture and language was not developed to the extent that we see today. Question number 5. What does each small thing of nature have in it for us? In the passage you have it as, it will tell us its story if we have good eyes to see and ears to hear it. The answer is, each small thing of nature has its own story to tell us. You shall answer some multiple choice questions here. The first question is, all knowledge about the earth's early history is dash. You have 3 options and you have to find out the answer from this. Okay, check your answer. The answer is from the nature around us. The second question is, a pebble has dash. You have 3 options here and the answer is smooth body. It has a smooth body. The next question is, we can understand more about the things around us if we are to know more about it. You have 3 options here and the answer is curious. Question number 4. In the first paragraph, the word dash means the same as was present. You are given 3 options and the answer is existed. Question number 5. In the third paragraph, the word dash means the opposite of join. You have 3 options here and the answer is break. We move on to the poem comprehension. 2 little birds made their nest as they knew best, with strings and twigs among trees, where swarms of bees buzzed alive around their hive. They didn't know within 2 days axemen would raise the trees. Where will they go, those birds, those trees? We move on to the question answer session. In a poem comprehension, you will not be writing the lines as it is. You need to write it in a sentence. So the first question, how and where did the birds make their nest? The birds made their nest among the trees. Second question, where was the beehive? The beehive was on the tree. Question number 3. What will the axeman do? The axeman will cut down the trees. Question number 4. Give a suitable title to the poem. You can give any title as you wish. It can be nature, it can be trees, it can be birds or anything. Question number 5. What message does the poet try to convey through this poem? He conveys the message that we need to plant more trees, you have to save the earth, isn't it? So you have to keep planting more trees, do not cut trees. So you can give it as the message. The poet tries to convey the message as to save the earth by planting more trees. A few more reading comprehension passages are given for you to practice. So you can read it, pause it and read, then you can answer the following questions. The world belongs to those who read. So read as many books as possible. Thank you.